morning is in fact a poem. It's a poem written by Gordon Higginson. Gordon Higginson lived from 1918 till 1993. He was one of the finest mediums of the 20th century and a great medium, speaker, and teacher. His gifts of mediumship were wide-ranging and comprised mental mediumship, trance, physical mediumship, and healing. Gordon was also a man of great charisma and an outstanding servant of the Spirit. He was president of the Spiritualist National Union from 1970 till 1993. Finding the Spirit within. Before you can touch the Spirit, you must find it within yourself. For all truth, for all knowledge and all love must be found first within yourself. The Spirit can never touch you and bring love and peace within your being and from your being until you have found it for yourself. And before you can build a picture of love from the Spirit, you must learn to find it in this life. Always prepare yourself as a channel for Spirit. Stand there with love radiating from you. Then God will touch you. You will have been chosen then as a channel for the Great Spirit. No longer conscious of my movements, I discovered a new unity with nature. I had found a new source of power and beauty, a source I never dreamt existed. These words, uttered by Roger Bannister on breaking the 4-minute mile, will lead me through my address this morning. In fact, I could really, when I found this text, I thought this is going to be it. I loved the way he described his struggle to reach a certain goal. You know, fighting to get there, fighting to get your own maximum to find your strength, to find the ultimate thing that you want to reach. And it was a struggle, it was a fight, until one day he found that he almost flew across the road. He found that he was in contact with nature. He found that he could hear the birds. He wasn't busy fighting anymore. He was in tune. He was in tune with that which he wanted to achieve. He was in tune with himself. He was in tune with a force larger than him. And I felt it so personal. And I'm sure many of you are aware of the road that you have been walking so far. And for some reason, somehow, you ended up right here in this moment, at this place, in spiritualism, like I have. I know that many of you were born in a household where spiritualism was the religion. And I know that some of you have a quite different backgrounds. In the end, it doesn't matter. For myself, it was a struggle. It was a long and winding road, so to say. Finding what it was, finding what that light meant, the light that I always saw, the warmth that I felt when I was in despair, when I didn't know which way to go anymore. Somehow I knew how to just wind up inside. And there was a sparkle that drove me onwards. And I looked and searched, met many people, walking with some of them the same road, the same journey. And, when I picture all of you sitting here in the sanctuary today, I can see us all as like-minded spirits, and we are individually so different. But the road, the wanting to know, the wanting to learn, to discover what life is all about, isn't it in fact the same thing for you as it is for myself? I guess it is. There are so many angles from where we can all reach the same thing and call it spiritualism today. We have probably been looking for a way to live our lives, to understand certain things that have been happening in our lives, because there was nobody able to explain them to us in a way that we could understand. So in the end, it was our own doing, our own responsibility to feed that curiosity, to find that link, to find that special place, to find the surroundings where we could be safe, where we could find answers, directions, understanding. And making a very light study of world religions some years ago, during some years, I started with shamanism because it felt so familiar. It felt so right. It felt so intense, real, me. But that thinking mind of mine wasn't satisfied. I know some of you are also going that road. Maybe spiritualism is just a stop for you. But in the end, embracing the 7 principles, studying them for a number of years, gave me all the answers. Most important is your personal interpretation of these principles. Most important is that you, as an individual soul, have to be able to fit in. You have to be able to embrace them fully. And you can do that with some guidance from a teacher, from a friend. But in the end, it is about you. In the end, it is about yourself, feeling at peace, coming to rest, knowing that in this life there will be problems, there will be rivers to cross, there will be mountains to climb. You know, I like music, and a lot of the music that I like has these philosophy texts in them. And to just there walking your walk will give you a lot of freedom, especially so in the knowledge that you are guarded, that there is guidance when needed, when you think you need it. The biggest word for myself, and I challenge you, have you ever explored the word, the meaning of trust? Have you ever done that? And have you found out how fantastic it is to give it a try? I trust now. I'm going to hold onto my table or to my chair or to my, my material lifeline because it's a bit scary. Because the trust that I'm looking for is something that I have to learn all by myself, is something that I have to experience on my own. But to discover that in fact the bond between you and your God is unbreakable, is such a discovery. And if you haven't done it yet, give it a try. That is the challenge. Find out what's happening when you just pinch your nose, jump into the deep, and know it's the same kind of experience that you will bob to the surface. That there is support for you, that there is love, an all-encompassing love, in which you can bask, in which you can rest, where you can come at peace with yourself. That was the challenge. You don't have to do it right now, but maybe a little bit later on, when you feel the time is right, if you haven't done it yet. So, in fact, ladies and gentlemen, the last principle, eternal progress open to every human soul. At this moment in time, very important for myself, and I know for all of you. We have to progress. We have to accept happenings in this world today that we cannot understand, that we cannot begin to understand. And the only thing that we can do is to trust, to find that trust, and knowing there will be moments when we can get a glimpse of the truth, when we can get a glimpse of insight, fully knowing and accepting the love that's there for all of us. And again, at the end of my address, I'm going to read the words uttered by Roger Bannister on breaking the 4-minute mile. No longer conscious of my movements, I discovered a new unity with nature. I had found a new source of power and beauty, a source I never dreamt existed.